Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing my February TBR, and for the month of February, my theme is going to be Fantasy February. I know, I'm super creative. I thought about this for a little bit. I thought maybe I would do Fantastic February or maybe like something romantic, and then I was like, that's cliche. I was gonna say stupid, but I'm not bitter. But it's just a little bit cliche and I didn't really feel like doing that, so I went with fantasy. And truth be told, this whole entire theme, this whole month, Fantasy February, is the reason why I wanted to start doing themed months, because I wanted to devote an entire month to reading fantasy because there is so many fantasy books that I need to read. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to not read fantasy for the rest of the year, but it just means that this month, every book that I read will be fantasy, except for one which I will mention at the end. And if you guys know me, you know what it is. So my classics pick for Fantasy February is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. I've never read The Hobbit, never read Lord of the Rings, never seen Lord of the Rings, never seen The Hobbit. I bet you guys didn't think a person like me existed, but I'm here to burst a bubble, yo. I know. Actually, I did watch the first one a couple of months ago for the first time ever. I don't know what's wrong with me. I really don't know. Sometimes I feel empty inside, and maybe that's the reason why. Maybe because I didn't have Lord of the Rings in my childhood. And I may also watch the movie. Well, I'll definitely watch the movie at some point, but if you're interested, I might watch the movie right after and do a book movie review. That could be fun. But yeah, I really want to read it. And I know The Hobbit is the prequel to Lord of the Rings, so it follows Bilbo Baggins. I think that's Frodo's daddy, right? I don't know exactly, but I'm excited to find out. So my adult pick for Fantasy February, do I want to keep saying Fantasy February every time, or do I just want to go with February? Is that too much? Am I overdoing it? I'm just gonna go with February. So my adult pick for February is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. This is the third book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. I always want to say A Song of Fire and Ice, so I'm so proud of myself for doing it right. Go me. I am currently reading this. I'm about 150 pages in, and I am loving it so much. I don't know why I know why I didn't pick it up sooner, because this thing is a beast. It's so big and it's so intimidating, and that's why I kind of pushed it off, because I read the first two in the series last year and I was just kind of like pushing it back because I was scared, I'm not gonna lie. But I watched the season 4 promo trailer for Game of Thrones. It just got me pumped for it. It got me in the mood, and every time I pick up one of these books, I'm like, why the hell did I ever leave this? For those of you who don't know, the Song of Ice and Fire series takes place in the high fantasy world known as Westeros. In this world, there are several different lands, several different families who are all battling to be the ruler of Westeros. If you want to get into high fantasy, start with Game of Thrones, and then, you know, like, if you're kind of intimidated by it, start with the show, and then that'll help you to kind of, you know faces and know places and put faces to names and stuff like that. I think that would probably help with just how vast this world is. Oh God, you see that? And my YA pick for February is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I don't know too much about this book. I just know that it either takes place in Russia or has heavy Russian influence. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that a lot of people love this book, and I've been wanting to read it for years. I remember first reading about it in like entertainment 2 or 3 years ago. I just don't think I can't not like this book. It just sounds and looks really good. That cover. And my book in a continuing series pick for February is going to be Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Infernal Devices series, and if you guys watch my January wrap-up, you know that I read Clockwork Angel in January and really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 stars. This technically isn't really fantasy, I don't think. I think it's more steampunk, paranormal, fiction, supernatural, demonology, fiction, orphans, fiction, history, Great Britain, fiction. Why all the fiction? I get it. Technically, this isn't a fantasy book, I guess, but I don't have many fantasy books in a series apart from Game of Thrones that I'm currently reading, so I just had to go with this one. All you guys have told me that it gets better from here, so I'm just so excited. And finally, my first book in a series pick this month is going to be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It couldn't not be this one. Everyone is talking about how much they love this series. Jillian over at Bookish and Nerdy loves this series, and that's like enough for me. If she loves it, then I know I'm gonna love it, and I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I don't know too much about it. I do know that it's fantasy and it follows a girl assassin, and I really don't need to know anything more than that. Something about me, I generally hate female protagonists. I usually just don't like them at all. And I've heard that the one in this, Selena, I've heard she's kick-ass, and I'm ready for a kick-ass female protagonist because I'm sick of reading about all these pansies. I need this. I need this in my life. I need her to like save my faith in the female protagonist race. I need it. I'm so excited. Okay, and finally, this book is not on my, it's on my TBR, but it's not fantasy, and it's the one that I mentioned earlier. And basically, I'm just gonna show you. It is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. Did I say that right? It's not Tahara, it's Tahara. Tahara Mafi. Stop it. I am so excited to read this, you guys. It came out on Tuesday. It is now Thursday. I actually pre-ordered it from Amazon, but unfortunately UPS delivered it to my post office after the mail had gone out for the day. So I didn't get this until yesterday, and I didn't start it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't start it yesterday, but I'm starting it tonight. I'm gonna put A Storm of Swords on hold while I read this. So far, I haven't been spoiled, knock on wood, but there has been a lot of great feedback about it, so I'm really excited. Team Warner, y'all. It's a pretty ambitious TBR, especially considering it is already 7 days into February? 6 days. It's already 6 days into February, and I haven't read a book yet, and I have that many to read. It's gonna be a challenge, but bring it. If I read A Storm of Swords, if I conquer that beast, I'll be golden. I'll be fine with it. I don't care. Because that's like 3 books right there. That's not gonna happen. I'm definitely gonna read more than just 2 books, so I hope I didn't just jinx myself. In the comments below, you guys can let me know what you're reading in February, because I would love to know that. Let me know what you're reading. I can always add more books to my continuous, never-ending TBR. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hey guys! Whoa, my voice just like went like prepubescent boy. Hey you guys! I'm gonna be doing my February. I am so excited to read this book. We're just gonna do this. I've never read The Hobbit. Never read Lord of the Rings. I'm just gonna start silencing my phone. So my adult pick for February is, no, I can't speak. It is a pretty, it's a pretty,